Okay, let's talk about bloating. You know, that occasional, uncomfortable feeling that can just completely throw a wrench in your day. In this explainer, we're going to break down some simple foods that can help, and just as importantly, when is the best time to reach for them.
Yeah, that feeling. It's that classic puffy, overfull sensation. Whether it's right after a big meal or it just kind of sneaks up on you, it's something almost everyone deals with. So if you're nodding along to this slide, trust me, you are not alone.
So I want you to think of this as building your own personal toolkit for digestive comfort. We're going to fill it with some really practical, easy-to-find options. But before we even crack open that toolbox, we have to start with a really crucial first step.
And that is, of course, a quick word of caution. It's so important that we're on the same page about what this info is for and, maybe more importantly, what it's not for.
So let's be super clear here. This guide is all about managing that occasional, mild discomfort. It is absolutely not, and I mean not, a replacement for professional medical advice. If your bloating is severe, if it just won't go away, or if it comes with any of these red flags, like serious pain, vomiting, fever, or sudden weight loss, you have to talk to a doctor, okay? All right, with that vital point covered, let's get into the toolkit.
First up, soothers for after meals. This is for that moment right after you've eaten when you might be feeling just a little too full or maybe even a bit queasy.
So how do these actually work? Well, ginger is fantastic for something called gastric motility. Basically, it just helps your stomach empty a little faster, which can really ease that stuffed feeling and calm down nausea. A simple cup of ginger tea is perfect here. Then you've got papaya. It has this natural enzyme called papain, which is a powerhouse at breaking down protein. So it's an amazing choice after a really heavy, protein-rich meal. Just a quick heads up, if you have a latex allergy, you might want to skip the papaya, as there can be a cross-reaction. And finally, fennel seeds. Chewing a pinch of these after a meal is a tradition for a reason. They contain compounds that can help relax your gut and cut down on gas.
A couple more for you in this category, pineapple and peppermint tea. Pineapple is a lot like papaya. It has its own protein-busting enzyme. This one's called bromelain. Peppermint tea, on the other hand, works a little differently. It actually helps relax the muscles in your gut, which can soothe those uncomfortable spasms. Again, a couple of cautions. For some people, peppermint can actually make acid reflux a bit worse, and the acid in fresh pineapple can sometimes irritate a sensitive mouth.
All right, let's switch gears. Sometimes bloating feels less about being full of food and more about being full of water. You know, that puffy water retention feeling? This next section is all about that.
So, first off, hydration is everything for keeping your digestive system regular, and a little squeeze of lemon can make water a lot more interesting. Now, here's a cool bit of body science for you. Ever feel extra puffy after a salty meal? That's because sodium makes you hold on to water. Well, the potassium in a banana actually helps your body balance out that sodium, telling it, hey, it's okay, you can let go of this extra fluid now. Just remember, lemon is acidic, so be mindful of your tooth enamel and potential heartburn.
Two more excellent helpers for that puffy feeling are cucumber and asparagus. Cucumber is pretty much all water, and funnily enough, staying hydrated is what signals your body to stop hoarding extra fluid. Asparagus contains an amino acid that works as a mild diuretic, which just means it gently helps your body flush out that excess water. Now, for some people, cucumber can cause a bit of burping, and asparagus is what's known as a high FODMAP food, which is a fancy way of saying it has certain carbs that can be tough to digest and might cause bloating if you have a sensitivity.
Okay, on to our final category of foods. These aren't really for instant relief. Instead, they're about building a strong foundation for good digestion day in and day out. Think of these as your long-term players.
Kiwi is an absolute superstar for keeping things regular and helping with constipation. Then there's yogurt with live cultures. This introduces good bacteria, probiotics, into your gut, which over time can really help reduce gas. Of course, if you're sensitive to dairy, go for a lactose-free version. And finally, turmeric. It's famous for its anti-inflammatory properties, and adding it to your meals consistently can contribute to overall comfort in your gut. As always, if you're on any medications, especially something like blood thinners, just double-check with your doctor about turmeric.
So we filled up our toolkit with some awesome foods. But honestly, this next part might be the single most powerful section. We're shifting our focus from what you eat to how you live and eat, because that's where you'll often find the biggest, fastest wins. Let's just run through these really quick. Number 1, slow down and chew your food thoroughly. It gives your digestion a massive head start. 2, cut back on fizzy drinks. You're literally swallowing air bubbles. 3, just pay attention. How do you feel after you have milk or cheese? See if dairy might be a trigger. 4, a short, gentle walk after you eat can do wonders for digestion. 5, if bloating is a constant issue, you might want to track common triggers like onions, garlic, or beans. And number 6, if you're trying to get more fiber, increase it slowly and be sure to drink way more water as you do.
And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? There is no single magic pill for bloating. It's really all about learning to listen to your body, being a little more mindful, and making those small, consistent choices that really add up. It's about working with your body, not against it.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one question. After looking at this whole toolkit, the foods, the habits, what's just one small thing that you're kind of curious to try out? Because that little bit of curiosity, that's where all the progress really begins.